Hello, everyone, and welcome to Corpulent Geek's Threatened Ganglia vodcast. This is for the preview for Episode 9 of Star Trek Discovery's Into the Forest I Go. A couple new pictures got released just a couple days ago for this episode. And the first one I wanted to show you guys was one where Ash Tyler is seen in his getup that he's wearing when he apparently beams into the Klingon sarcophagus ship. And it totally 100% looks like he's wearing, has a Iron Man arc reactor in his chest. I like that. I hope that's some piece of tech that they need to get over there. There was something about sensors needing to be planted on the sarcophagus ship. So that's probably something to do with it, or maybe that's something to mask their life signs when they're over there. We'll see. And the second picture I definitely wanted to call out that got released was this very tender moment that Stamets and Culber are sharing inside engineering. It's weird to be sharing this kind of a moment in engineering, but I love this picture so much more than anything that was in the previous scene when they were brushing their teeth. Now, granted, before that was a very deep emotional one. They showed their love and everything, but this is, come on, that's an awesome picture right there. I enjoy that one. And I'm going to let the rest of these pictures scroll through as I talk about other things with this episode. I watched the After Trek sneak peek, and there were two important points in there that I wanted to bring up. There was a quote in there that Michael says that the bridge, their bridge is roughly 4 times the size of any Federation ship. Now, I have to assume that she meant to say that their bridge is 4 times the size of any Federation ship's bridge, because if the bridge of the Klingon ship is 4 times the size of any Federation ship, did I say Federation or Klingon? Anyway, then it's just going to be ridiculous that the bridge is 4 times the size of a ship, because that sarcophagus ship was big, but I didn't think it was quite that big. And also, now, one thing I noticed before I even watched that part was the Discovery's bridge is way too big. It's just got too much empty space. Like, it's like a terrible dashboard leading towards the view screen of just like wasted space in there. And I don't understand what that's for, but that's just a little personal rant. So bridges are too big. And I still harken back to the fact that I thought that they blew off the bridge on a sarcophagus ship during the Battle of Binary Stars when they beamed in the dead body with the Klingon with the photon torpedo in it. But I digress. Now, I'm wondering what the reveal is going to be that Lorca has in store for Burnham, because this is the second time that we've seen Lorca freaking out over the safety of Burnham. The first time was when they were going into the nebula to rescue Sarek, and he told Tyler, come back with her or don't bother coming back at all. And I love that line of the episode. But now, in that sneak peek, it shows that he's unwilling to let her beam over to the Klingon ship. And I don't really understand the point of that. Because, like, she even calls out that he's being illogical. And not only is it illogical, but she's the right person to go. And if his whole thing is winning at any cost and making the tough decisions, this is obviously the tough decision to make. So, and that scene needs to end, or we need to be introduced to some kind of reveal that he knows that she plays a bigger role in this war somehow, or hopefully it's not some kind of stupid prophecy thing or Star Trek equivalent of a prophecy thing, because I don't like that mechanic at all. So those were the two little tidbits I want to talk about in the After Trek sneak peek. The preview itself was pretty cool because it showed that there's going to be a great big battle going on, and gave us the cool slow effect of the sarcophagus ship decloaking. I enjoyed that. Now, what I'm trying to understand is Burnham and Tyler need to beam over to the Klingon sarcophagus ship to put some kind of sensor on there or something. But if they're able to beam over there, that means the sarcophagus ship's shields needs to be down for them to be able to accomplish that. So if the shields are down, well, you just shoot it. So don't know exactly what's going on there. I'm wondering what's going to end up going on with Stamets, because they made it clear that Discovery's best option in this fight is going to be to constantly jump from point to point to point to point around, and so that they can't be targeted, and that's going to put way too much stress on him. And they showed with Culber that Stamets is going to be going through way too much. Hopefully, maybe this burns him out, and this is why the spore drive becomes useless and not a thing in the future, because it doesn't. And I may just be romanticizing Klingons in my head and not remembering them right, but in my mind, a human shouldn't be able to best a Klingon in a duel. And Michael challenges Cole to a duel, and I swear I'm not being sexist or anything. But then again, I guess Jadzia did fight against Klingons and held her own, too, even if I was being sexist, so that wouldn't be any good. And Lorca and Tyler demonstrated that they can easily snap the necks of Klingons. So maybe these Klingons just aren't as badass as Klingons we're used to seeing. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe they're just a younger version, a more untrained version. We'll see how that fight goes. But even more so, Cole last week when he was putting that face paint on Laurel, he's got these claws. He doesn't even need a batleth or a mini batleth or a dagger or anything. He can just fight her with his fingernails. So my last point with this stuff is, why does the Federation even need to defend the Pavans? Pavans, however you say it. It's just a planet that makes noise. The Klingons are going to show up. They're going to see that that planet's not even humming anymore, come to think about it. Now it's changed the signal to inviting people there. If the Federation just leaves, the Klingons are going to show up, be like, all right, I wonder what this was all about, and then leave. I don't really see a reason, even if the Klingons figured out, hey, they might be able to turn this planet into some kind of detector. The Klingons got to figure, well, they didn't do it yet, so maybe they can't do it. And even if they can, you know how hard it is to kill, like, energy beings? And what are they going to do? Blow up the whole planet? They don't have a Death Star. They got a cool sarcophagus ship. But personally, I think that the Discovery could just run away. And at some point, Lorca's going to get that order, and he's all going to be like, no, I want to take down this sarcophagus ship, so screw you guys, I'm staying here. Now, I'm going to take a second and put in something else, because there was a Newsweek article with Shazad Latif, and I believe that he made a big boo-boo. He did a nice article. They're doing lots of PR for the upcoming winter finale, and I threw up the little clip of the article. If you want to see the whole article, hopefully I've posted it in show notes down below. But he, when the conversation turned to the Ash Tyler is Voq theory, he says that he initially auditioned for and won the role of Cole, which we all knew about. I didn't really know that he won the role of Cole. I just knew that he was a Klingon, slated to be a Klingon before. And that the producers asked him to read a different part as Tyler. They said, you might be right for this. And his words here, it was a bigger part, it was a better part, and I'd have less time in prosthetics. So I was like, great. I'd have less time in prosthetics. Not, I wouldn't be in prosthetics because I play a human the whole time, and my prosthetics are this little awesome 5 o'clock shadow that makes me so studly looking. It was less time in prosthetics. Less time, like maybe just about 3 episodes worth of time. So I picked this up from the Sci-Fi Wire, and they were saying that, Shazad Latif disputes the Voq theory here in this Newsweek article. And I read that article, and I'm like, no, he doesn't. He seems to speak here and say that, yeah, less time in prosthetics. See, it's very important. Words are very important. You wouldn't think the way I've been talking this whole time that words are important, because I don't pick the greatest ones. But, I think that he purposefully picked those words to drop hints. And I think the producers are doing an awesome job at stringing along this Ash Tyler is Voq theory. And I love it, and I thank them very much for what they're doing. That's about it. Wrapping up this one here. I just want to get rid of this and shoot that back over there. So, episode 9 is coming up of Into the Forest I Go for Star Trek Discovery. This is the Threatened Ganglia vodcast, and everyone tune in at 8:30 on Sunday nights, and we will be back here Tuesday night, hopefully at about 9 o'clock, to do a live review of the show. Not quite review. We usually just give our thoughts and a recap of the show, not a true review. We don't rank it from 1 to 10 or anything like that. But I'm very anxious to see. I'm excited for this episode. I really hope that they end up giving us some big reveal in some way. Like something big happens to get us set up for not just more cliffhanger ending for what's coming up for the rest of the season. Bye.